So almost 25 people are here. Why I have decided to take up the MCQ, though there is nothing much about it in terms of discussion. There is no discussion can happen on MCQ because there is a fact. And the fact remains simple, whosoever read it. Actually, this class is not required, but since we had committed earlier, so I thought of doing it for sure. And earlier somebody was appointed who was also loading the questions, and now some of the students have also volunteered so that we can cover up as much as we can. We have been investing money in buying these books, which cost on an average to start with 1200 rupees to 2000 rupees. These are the various books we have been invested recently in a month's time. I'm just showing you why, because it is not that we are not serious about it. These are various books these are recently bought, all are connected with fine arts. I'm just showing all these books to you, just to make you understand that we are not just relaxed. You may be relaxed, that is your problem, but we are not relaxed. We are very serious about our work, and that's one of the reasons why we are investing into these books. So that's one thing. Now, I just wanted to say that FTI has given more importance to the MCQ section, so it has become 50, and domain specific, which is more of your intelligence and analysis and imagination power. So, but that would be checked only and only if you qualify the first round, which is basically the MCQ and MSQ. And top people's paper would be checked. So far, this is the information. Though this is unfair on part of FTI, in my personal view, because information level is not necessarily means that person has intelligence and imagination power, which the section B would evaluate. This needs to be challenged, and hopefully somebody would challenge it soon. But it may alter, it may not alter. You need to consider that this is going to be the rule, and hence you need to pay 50% attendance. Rather, the primary attendance importance is given to the MCQ, which is MSQ also. MSQ is nothing but 3 MCQ on a particular subject or object or a person or thing put together with carrying a 2 marks. So many of you, if you would not qualify the first round, preliminary part, your paper would not be checked. That is what the FTI says. So anyway, as I said, that let's get into the work. Why I decided to be back, though I had appointed someone to read out for you, because it's just a reading, nothing more than that. No intelligence is required to take this class, which I'm doing it at all. Just you need to read out, tell the correct answer, and that's it. You can also find out. But since you are not interested in reading yourself, that's why you want someone else to do it for you. We are doing it as we had committed it. But as I said, that my reason to do this myself is because other people are loading the painting, so I need to verify whether there is some discrepancy in terms of the image or something else. So I am not an expert on the painting, but still I have little more interest than other people, and that's it. So we will do this reading thing as we had already talked about it. So we will go one by one. Just give me a moment. So this is your attendance, and that's it. Okay. So some sincere student has volunteered, and they are working backend, and we are also working on our own way, but own pace, because we don't have so much of resources. So with our limited resources, we are investing the money to buy the correct kind of book, because everything is not available on the net. Remember it. So I would start with the painting section, because I have a feeling that I have covered other part also, but slowly we will also cover these things. So at least image, which whatever would be shown over here, it will be better for you to remember it. That's the only way to start. So we can begin with that. All these images which you will be watching over here, as I said, that the order may be different at yours, because at the back end something is going wrong, so I need to fix that up with our programmer. But content remains same. The order may be different, but the content remains same. So don't worry about that, because as long as the position may alter from top to bottom, but content remains same. So we will start with the De La Tour, who is a very, very important painter in its in his own right. So there are images and which are very, very important. All these images are not always high resolution, so that's what you need to take care of it. So first is education for the virgin. In this one, I have not put the MCQ other options. Why? Because already we have told you that these are the painting by the De La Tour, George De La Tour, and he is one of the renowned painter in terms of source lighting. When we talk about the source lighting, he is one of, Caravaggio is another one, and George de la Tour is another equally of the same level. Though Caravaggio came later on, and de la Tour was much more earlier there. So he's one of the senior most painter in terms of the source lighting when we talk about that. So when we look into the work of other painters, you will understand more or less similar time. And so same time period is also the another one, 1500 that I told you that Caravaggio. Caravaggio is also very, very refined. This painting, if you look at it carefully, is a name of the painting you need to remember. There would be a different question called painting analysis for a direction as well as cinematography student. In the past, Marguerite Lover is being asked, I remember very well, for the direction student, and for cinematography student, there was another painter called the Scream, another Edward Munch painting. And of course, there was a question related to how does it influence the cinema movement. Actually, that question should have been more for the direction people, but they believe that everybody should have an understanding of that. So the name of the painting is already mentioned over here. Education of the Virgin. If you look little carefully, because there are two discipline student would also be there, it may not be much helpful for the acting student, because they will not ask the painting appreciation from the acting student. So far they have not asked. I will not say they will not ask, they can ask at any time. So here if you look at it, the source where the closer to the body, you could see it is almost burnout, though this may not be very high resolution painting, but even if you look into the original painting of this, you will find more or less similar thing. And then slowly you see that, because it is a low angle also, so you see down below the chin, there is a bright light over there, and as the light fades out, slowly it fades out on the left side, as well as you can see that she is having a skull over there, and the position is looking into the mirror side. Also a reflection of the flame is also seen into the mirror. So these kind of things you need to notice, and you also need to cultivate this habit of reading about the painting. As I said that I'll just switch on this one particular book called Great Paintings, The World's Masterpieces Explored and Explained. This is a book which is very, very important, roughly around 1500 or 2000 rupees. It's a Dutch publication, dk.com. And let me just read out the name so that you can remember the publisher's name also, if it is there. Oh, it's a Penguin and a Mouse. Sorry, the Penguin and a Mouse. And so this is one of the best book I found on the painting analysis. 2 pages are being devoted on a painting on the left and right to explain the various things over there in journal. Then on next page, they have divided the various section of the painting, dissection, small close-up of couple of parts, and being explained what exactly is there, which you may not notice in a long shot of the painting. But when you see the close-up of that, because some paintings has too many actions happening into the one painting only. So that's one of the best book I have found. And there's equally another book which is also good for everybody. These are the 2 books I would say you should invest at least whenever you have a time and a little money, because not everybody is willing to spend money sometime. That has only 2 things, but they dissect on the 2 pages itself. They don't devote 2 more pages on the painting. How to read a painting, decoding, understanding, and enjoying the old masters. That is the Thames and Hudson. These are the 2 names which I will send it to you. So that's one thing over here. And now we will move to the another who painted the famous painting Adoration of the Shepherd. So again, the same painter, we have already told it. We have not made it in a multiple choice question. Only thing is you will not be able to check your knowledge, but you will check the knowledge only if you have it. If you don't have it, you are not going to check it. If you have not studied the painting so far, you are not going to check it. So the checking business doesn't arrive over here. So we have taken a different route this time. Also, one more thing we have done it. If you look into the show answer, we also added a little explanation which is called where exactly this particular painting is stored. Whether it is a private collection or whether it is a museum, and if it is a museum, what kind of museum it is. That could be a part of the MSQ. Because after asking the name of the painter, they might ask which museum is this painting is preserved in which museum or showcased in which museum. So at least 8 to 10 important museums are there, which has major collection of the world, but sometimes it is with a private collection. So this is an explanation. If you go there, you will find a little more explanation that is meant from the purpose of MSQ, which is another information about the painting. There's a third information which can be asked about the painting is, just a moment. So there is another third point which can be asked in a MSQ section connected with the painting is which ism it belongs to. There's a painter which somewhere or other always follow a particular kind of a style, whether it's a formalism, whether it's a cubism, whether it's a pointillism, impressionism, expressionism. There are more than 50 art movements, but I would say roughly around 10 are very, very important, which are being followed all over the world by a variety of people. 10 to 15, I would say. So you also need to figure it out yourself, because that is a third round of thing which we will be doing at some other point, not immediately, because that needs a separate dedicated person, not before 30th of next month for sure. So you don't bank upon us. That is something which you have to work about yourself, because MSQ is 2 marks, remember. That could be a third possibility of painting which is connected with which ism it belongs to. So if you know the painter, and suppose for example, if there is a famous painter, say for example, you name anyone, say Degas or maybe Cezanne or Monet. So all these people, these 10 important people belongs to Impressionism. So you need to remember. Also, particularly for direction student, we would be doing one particular class on the various art movements that could be asked to the students. And like as I said, there are 6 to 7 important movement in the art, which could be asked in the. Shall I write a short note on Cubism, for example? So if you don't know what Cubism is all about, then forget about it. You can't guess over there. So major art movement primarily are realism, impressionism, pointillism, post-impressionism, symbolism, expressionism, fauvism, cubism, futurism, Dadaism, Surrealism. Dadaism and Surrealism are more or less connected with each other. Salvador Dali was a pioneer, and he has influenced a man called Buñuel, Louis Buñuel. Louis Buñuel films are surrealistic films. So they might ask a MCQ, who among the following is a surrealistic painter, or who among the following follow the influenced by surrealism in his filmmaking. So if you have not seen a Louis Buñuel's film, or if you have not read about the Buñuel's film, you will not be able to answer. Many of you I have interacting from time to time, and not about a 1% or 2%. If Godard has made 20% and you only know Breathless, then you are sleeping. To my mind, you are sleeping. So maybe you are intelligent, but your intelligence would be checked later on once you qualify the first step, which is the information level. So at the first round, you are out of the information level, and your paper will not be checked as per the FTI mandate so far, which is a stupid mandate, I would say. And I don't know how these people are forming this such kind of regulations, which is stupid. At the same time, show that they have no intelligence level left. How you can judge somebody's intelligence by information level? And that is what counts. Google is all about information, but Google cannot analyze something which a human being can. So anyway, I'm hopeful that it would be changed for the benefit of all students who are really, really intelligent, and not necessarily they have mucked up these 5,000 name of painting and 5,000 other general knowledge question from some Manorama yearbook, etc. So anyway, coming to our quickly, we will try to read out all these things. So again, this is another painting, and this is not a high resolution image, but this is again, you will see here a source painting, source lighting. So here again, you can see that there is a candle over there, and candle is lighting up this little small kid, and then you can see other people around. And candle is also being shaded with the hand. Why? Because only then you could see the saturation on the faces of the people when you are painting it. So the light and shadow is the main game, but if the source of light is seen into the camera, then it flare up the whole thing. So the whole image will become flare up. There are two terms called glare and flare. Okay, so glare will cause the flare. So because of the glare, the image will be flared. That's why this hand is being very protectively, like a cutter, like a small cutter piece, and is being used over there in this painting. So very interesting in terms of the source lighting. So they might ask, who are the among following painter who are known for source lighting? As I told you, Caravaggio and George de Latour are there, the two one. There could be any. There are other also, but these two are the famous one. So again, this is they have not put up the image, or they have. Okay. So again, here it's the hurdy-gurdy player with a dog, and now it's a very small image. Whosoever has put it up over here, but still you could feel that this guy in a little different kind of clothes, and this doggy is around. So this is one. The newborn, again the same painter, and again the source lighting. You can again imagine the similar format. Hand being used as a cutter for this candle, and you could see the brightness closer to this newborn, which is burnout more or less, and is a low angle lighting, low angle lighting. That's why the chin will be lit up more brightly, and then you could see the hard shadow on the nose of this thing. So sometime when they will ask you the painting appreciation, of course they will ask a difficult painting. This is very simple painting, but the simple questions are also there. They're not always difficult questions. I would say 50% are simple and 50% are difficult. The musicians brawl. So here you could see the painting. Again, not a very good selection of choice in terms of this image over here, but still you could get the idea. Once you search in a Google, you will find a better image of this. So I'm marking this particular painting, which is not a very good selection. The musicians brawl. That is what we are going to do in the second round. In the first round, at least something is there, so you could have some idea of something being displayed. Again, let me just see the where exactly these rest of the two paintings are located. So we start with the first one we already have discussed. Then the second one is the Louvre Museum. Louvre is one of the biggest museum in Paris. If you ever go there, this is a must, and it take at least 10 days to see the Louvre Museum, 8 hours per day. So if you're really interested in painting, it is that big a museum. So again, Louvre is Louvre. Again, and since it is a French painter, so obviously it is their cultural heritage, but not all French paintings are with them. Some of the important paintings by French painters are with Americans, which is the Metropolitan Museum. Again, very, very important museum in America. So the newborn is again Museum of Fine Arts, Fine Art of Rennes. So again, France. Again, J. Paul Getty Museum, California, USA. As I said that not all the French paintings are with the American, with the French people always, though America curate many of these. There's another museum over there. So there are some websites who tell you the pronunciations. Okay. So I normally, whenever I want to find a pronunciation, there's a site called howtopronounce.com. That's a one site. Then there is another website also, Forvo, Forvo. These are the two which I normally look at it, but you could look into anything, it doesn't matter. So when you want to learn how exactly this word need to be pronounced, so you need to really figure it out, the correct pronunciation, only then you will be able to pronounce it correctly. Otherwise, you can pronounce a Lorient, Lorient, or whatever. Again, Young Virgin and Mary, we have already talked about. Again, Detroit Institute of Arts, Michigan, US. This particular painting is there. Also, we will see that how if museum image can also be added later on in a third round of refinement, so that other people later on, whosoever would come and subscribe to this thing, they will have something else to be done for you people already. So let me see if the painting is again is a source painting. Is a different pose of the similar thing, and also the pose of the hand is different. It was more or less similar kind of painting which was there earlier also. So you also need to remember the distinction between two different kind of painting. Again, Los Angeles Country Museum, US. So Cheat with the Ace of Diamond is a famous painting. I have seen many a times when I have looked into various books here and there. You could see the position of the eyes of these lady in the center and the on the top also, how the eyes are being positioned and how the position of the cards are being positioned. So one can always easily find out. When you look into the little more detailing, then they will also discuss many more things about light and shadow, because this is a painter which is, as I said, that's known for the source lighting. Here, one source of light is coming from the left side. You could see the face of this character is darker. Face of this lady is also dark. It is being lit more or less two-thirds, and here it is fully lit. So color scheme and other thing also need to be discussed when you discuss the painting. And also you see the background is more or less dark, so you don't know where exactly these people are playing. You can see the gold coin and other things. In this hand also you could see how a position of the hand. Sometimes they place the cards over here. I don't know whether they are placing the card over here in this particular hand. So this is a famous painting, and very often you will see when top 20 painting of Georges de Latour is being shown. And the museum is again the Louvre. Then couple manage Mangua da Poix. Now it's a very strange name they have given over there. So sometime you need to remember, but I assume that they would be having those kind of name which are easy to pronounce and easy to remember, but you never know. So these are some of the paintings by this guy. And again, the answer is in Berlin. This particular museum is there, Germel de Galerie. So Germans are not very much into the preservation of arts and all. Americans are very much. Like in France, there are so many museums. Germany is more of forts. If you go to Germany, you will find every city has 3-4 forts. Forts are more there rather than the museum. But of course, museums are also there. It's not just the one thing. So these are the 10 paintings only. But as I said, that these are not the only paintings by this guy. There are more also. But even if you could manage to remember 10, that should be fine to begin with. They could, but as I said, that at least anyone who's a painter worth his salt would have painted more than 100 paintings. Otherwise, he will not be in this particular list which I have formulated over here. And this list is being researched from 7 to 10 various websites, top 100 painters. And then there's a ranker site is called Ranker, where the various painters are being ranked. So around 6 to 7 sites I have searched, and see, certain painters are star. Every Tom, Dick and Harry knows about them. But not every painter is a star, but he is important. So anyone who is important may not be a star, need to be studied. That's it. That is the whole purpose. They can ask anything, whosoever is important. If you do not know, then they are not much concerned about that. So this is the one. Then we move to another painter. Now again, the name pronunciation, as I said, you need to pay little attention. So Giorgio Di Cirio is name one can pronounce for the time being. Then we will go to the paintings of the guy, and sometimes the self-portrait of a one person is being put up over there. Now you could see these paintings are very, very surrealistic. You don't see in a very, very straightforward manner. You don't see a face of the person. Whosoever is sitting, you don't know. So sometimes these are the paintings which need a lot of study to figure it out. But as long as for MCQ is concerned, you need to remember 3 things at least: which ism he belongs to, second is the name of the painting, and third is which museum it is stored. So it is a private collection. Just give me a moment, please. मैं 2 घंटे बाद बात करूंगा, अभी बात नहीं कर सकता. So we'll move to another one. Again, is a self-portrait of the same guy. So you could see another very surrealistic kind of painting. So now Just by looking at the painting, you can feel that what kind of movement he would have been belongs to. It's not a very naturalistic painting where you could see the details of the person concerned. So these kind of painting need to be studied more, because last time I remember they put this painting of the Marguerite, the very famous painter in of the lover, which they wanted a student to discuss. So if you do not know already about the painting of the particular artist, then it becomes a little difficult. You can't try to guess and figure it out. You might write something for sure. So the again, the collection is the private collection. Again, we'll go to same thing. Again, you could see the similar style, very surrealistic, and which exact museum it is being located. Museum Modern Art, MoMA. MoMA is another very important museum of America. MoMA. Most of the, not most, I would say, this is one of the topmost museum of US. MoMA, we call it as Museum Modern Art. If your work is being stored over there or something is being stored by them, it is considered as a respectable thing. Sometimes they have a various kind of film scripts and photograph collections and many things. They have variety of collection. MoMA is, they also have a film festival from time to time on various things. So Rising Sun on Plaza, same painter. So again, you could see the image is not very straightforward. It's a very surrealistic kind of image. So once you start studying them on and off, and then you will find a lot of meaning, because there might be section A, which is the back side, section B, which is the guy standing over there. Then section C could be front. On the top, on the right side, is a window. Window is not very straightforward. And there could be many more things also once you start studying this painting. Right now, you just need to remember the name so that you could attempt at least for the MCQ part. So the painter's family. I normally encourage people to put the one image, repeat same image of the person which you have zeroed in, and so that you connect with the painter. Otherwise, you will not be able to remember the name of the painter until unless you have you have studied in a BFA or something like that. Now, again, a very surrealistic image you can see. So these are the few paintings, 5. Enigma of Autumn Afternoon. There's a film called Enigma of Caspar Hauser by Werner Herzog, a very famous film, in which this actor is called Bruno S. This film got the one of the important award in Cannes Film Festival, called either Palme d'Or or for a director or for the overall film. I don't remember for which category, and it jointly was given with some another film. So Enigma of Caspar Hauser is one of my favorite film. A very slow film, but very interesting film. In terms of edit, it's a very slow film. It's hardly joints are there rather than editing, but everybody has on a style. This particular film has a style of very slow film. So again, you can see over here, so those people who are interested in a surrealism, they could study these paintings a little more closely. And as I said, that these are being done by someone else. May not be, they would be the top 20 painting, but maybe from some website, 1 or 2, he would have find the names and he would have added over there. So that's equally good. Doesn't matter. At least you come to know about few of the images. So how you connect the Enigma of Autumn Afternoon. So you need to do a little study to connect again. Museum, private collection again. So next. Again, you could see that there's 2 soldiers kind of people, but how they are being painted in terms of the arrow and the very geometric kind of things. So everybody has their own style of doing the thing. You need to really study it to figure it out what exactly they wanted to say. Again, the collection is Etora and Endo Mecca. Painted in 1942, the painter was in the practice of reproducing his own famous art piece for sale. The same painting has been reproduced with several times. All the series of painting are in various private collections. So some explanation somebody would have added. Again, we are going to Metaphysical Interior with Biscuits. Very strange and interesting name. So let's see the painting. So you could see the name and then you could connect with the theme which they are mentioning over here. So this biscuit thing is Really strange name. There are some painting which are very strange, but what connection they have with the image and the content of that thing, why painter has painted like this, what goes into his mind, all these things you would come to know only when you are into the Bachelor of Fine Arts studies. But since you are not doing a BFA course, at least to some extent, you can just Google it out and there would be explanation. Some interesting videos I have found on the net about various painters and painting. Those people who are interested, they can subscribe to that. Again, the Menil Connection of Houston, Texas, not necessarily always private collection of a person, but maybe something else. So metaphysical interiors with biscuit. So if you could recollect the name and the painter's name, it would be helpful for you if thing like this comes over there. So Nudo as another painting by the same guy. It's nothing but nude probably, and obviously not probably, but obviously, but how the same painter has painted. Sometime I have seen a couple of nudes which are painted in a very surrealistic manner, which you can't imagine sometime. But everybody has their own style of painting, as I said earlier also. So one need to find out what exactly has the meaning of the person over there. So we'll go to Jacques-Louis David. David is the name. That's why this name nomenclature we have done in a little different way. So David. Now David and then his full name, because David is a very common name. David in American names is very popular, but sometimes a French David. So you can see that it's a Jacques-Louis David. So it's a different David, not British David. So again, arrival at Hotel The Wheel. If you could connect the name of this is the name of, this is a painter, how it look like. Again, a very black and white kind of a painting. Some people have done such kind of work also. So this is the one example. Again, where exactly it is located, Jacques-Louis David. They have not, explanation is not being added. It's all right. Okay, going to the second one, Sappho and the Phao, and again we need to look at the painting. So this is a little better collection of choice. Whosoever has loaded it, so you could see a little more details over there of the painting in terms of the cleanness and clarity and color scheme and all that. So if you could remember the name, they will not show you the painting, okay? Because if they show the painting, then you will recollect easily. To make your life a little difficult, they will just put the name of the painting and then ask who painted. Like last time in a cinematography, you looked into the question, they asked who painted the painting called Bride's Toilet. Okay, so if you do not know Amrita Shergill's work, you will not be able to answer it. So sometimes it is important to know and study the work of the painters. Amrita Shergill is a star painter. If the top 20 painters name are there, or other, I would say top 10 painters of this country, Amrita Shergill will be definitely one of them. So they picked up the name, which is popular name, not some strange kind of a name. But again, strange name may be a strange for you. For them, he's a well-known painter, and not unknown or some low stature painter would come. There are painters who have done some work, something, but something people will not be asked. Someone who's having a national repute would be the subject of the question. So here you could see it, and I don't know. Okay, somebody has added the museum. Hermitage Museum, also in Russia, St. Petersburg. There was a MCQ, I remember, where exactly this museum is located. Either last year or last to last year, this was a part of the MCQ question. So this is an important museum. That's why they formulated that question. Again, portrait of Madame Rickemer. Now, it's very neat and clean kind of a portrait. You can see a lady is sitting in a comfortable position, and then you can see this background and foreground and side and other thing, and costume basically, and the details of the costume. All those things are there. The portrait was one of the prominent because that's how people used to get more money also. If you make a portrait of someone who's rich enough and all that, so you will get more money. So that was one of the reasons why you will find many portraits done by various painters. So again is a same thing. This is what we already have done it supposedly. Okay, yeah. So it's in the collection is Louvre collection again. So we'll move to another, the funeral of Patroclus. And you could see a little more detailed painting and a lot of activity going on. Again, a kind of, I would say, not a source lighting, I would say, but it is definitely a daylight. And you could feel the scale of the painting also. So from left to right, you could see such a horizontal painting. Sometimes paintings are made, very, very big big canvas. So not easily available, but somehow people in those days or those time prefer to do things like that. So this is one. Again, the collection is National Gallery of Ireland, Dublin. So you could see sometimes some British museum also have some collection of some French guy or something like that. So young woman with the turban. Again, you could see a very nicely done painting over here. You could feel the source coming from the frontal, and the right side you could see the eyes are hitting on the. See, these are the various. Painting is also sometimes a source of inspiration for some of the cinematographer to try to do lighting like that in terms of the softness and thing. It's much more easier in cinematography because you don't have to take the paint to figure it out. But that kind of thing which were done in the painting is really worth appreciating because it took a lot of energy and time for painter to do it. So you could connect the image with the painter's name. So the young woman with the turban, and the museum is Cleveland Museum of Art, and 1780s painting. So not really very, very old, but still old enough. So who painted the painting named here? The name is missing. So I need to correct this. That was one of the reasons why I have to come in, because this is again a repetition of the previous painting. Let me just mark, it's a 6 number. Who painted, name missing. Okay. So again, who painted the famous painting? Calliope, Morning, Homer. Strange name, but that's the way people have given it. And again, a very interesting in terms of the position, composition, color scheme, and lighting. But if you look at these high resolution images of these as a painting, there are 1 or 2 websites I discovered yesterday where you could see the high resolution images. You can't download from there. You can see the high resolution there at least. So that is an advantage. As long as you can see, that's enough. You don't need to always download into your thing, but you can have a little less resolution image to be downloaded. But to see it in a high resolution, that is also a kind of visual delight. So you could see that. Again, when you read, then you will come to know more about the background, because there are some mythological character, there are some character which are from history, there are some character which are from Bible. If you do not know about the Bible, then obviously it is as simple as that. Who is the Sugriv? Or if a foreigner is trying to look at an Indian painting where you see some Sugriv, Bali, they will not know who is the Sugriv and Bali unless you are an Indian and you know about the Ramayana. So there are various characters in the Mahabharata also. More than 100 characters are there. So it is as simple as that. So there are many characters or subjects which are a part of the Bible stories. And if you do not know about it, then you will not be able to understand, at least the background of that particular character. So sometimes it is important to read a little bit more about the painting so that you can easily remember it. Harvard Art Museum, it is being kept over there. And farewell of Telemachus. Now again, this is a very strange name for me, because it has to do something with the mythology or maybe with the Bible. So one need to find the references. We'll see in the second round, we will also put some explanation, those, so you don't have to take the pain to figure it out where exactly what is who is the character and what is the story behind it. But again, for the time being, at least you should be happy with at least getting something rather than having not at all anything. So this is, you could see how the detailing of the painting is there. Such kind of painting took a lot of time, sometime a month or more, just to make one painting. So it's depend upon the how big a canvas is and how detailing painter is doing. So again, the museum is St. Paul Getty Museum, Los Angeles. Again, you could see the painting inspired by the character from Homer's Odyssey. It's a very, very famous thing. And if you have seen the Godard's film called Contempt, which is again based on a novel, and that's an adaptation of a novel, and then Godard adapted that, and there again the story of the Odyssey is going on in terms of the film as well as with the characters. So Contempt is a very, very important film because this actor of that film passed away last year. So anything connected with that guy could be asked into the examination. I'm just assuming because something which is people who passed away in past 2 years would also be a question because they are important people. So death of Socrates, and now again, this is a very famous painting. If you will ever see the top 100 paintings in some book somewhere, you will find this particular image. I've seen many a times, and how the lighting is very important in this particular one. And you could see the depth, you know, the people in the background, you could see climbing up, also being very detailed work. So this is a very famous painting, and you could see the position of the hand and other things. So some painting, when you look into the Google on various top 20 painter, top 100 painter, top 100 painting, some painting will recur in all the listings. That's how you come to know that this painting is. So whatever the list I have formulated over here of these 200 painters, they were figure it out in many of the lists. Around 10 lists we picked up from the net here and there, and books also, not just the net, but also from the books. And then we realized that this guy is important, or this painting is important. So this painting you will encounter very often. I have seen at least 10 times in various sites. So Death of Socrates is a famous painting of David. And then Napoleon Crossing Alps, again a very famous painting. And you could see when you also need to remember the name, not just the image, but remember the name. So this painting, you could see the position and the horse and the how it is flying in the air kind of a thing. So you can feel the Napoleon Bonaparte's, which is very, very typical hair, that hat he had. And of course, they have mentioned over there in the ground also. So not a very good particular reproduction here, but if you see the original painting, then you will realize it. As I said that the Louvre, there's another very important museum in the Europe called Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. I was telling someone is the longest queue I have ever seen in my life in front of anywhere. More than probably 300 people or 400 people were waiting to enter in the thing, and there is no dhakka mukki and all that. Everybody is relaxed and the queue is going long. They were having their Coke with them and some beer and things like that. It's a most important tourist place in Amsterdam. And once you go there inside, then only you realize why Van Gogh is important. You see mesmerized painting by the colors, saturation, and the way it is being preserved by Dutch people. And the man, when he was alive, he lived in poverty, and everybody knows how he died. So also Lust for Life is a biography about Van Gogh, which can be asked among the important books. So I just thought of mentioning it. So Van Gogh Museum is another very important museum. But if you ever go to Holland, Amsterdam, you should visit that place. That's a must visiting place. And as I said, that once you look at the painting, then you will realize you don't need any explanation why Van Gogh is a great painter. The kind of richness you see, no reproduction I have ever seen. I've seen some expensive book in Lalit Kala Academy, but none of the book can give you the feel, the way you look at the painting in reality, and would be able to appreciate that. So again, we'll move to the another section. The last one, Apollo and the Diana attacking the children. So you could see very detailed painting again in terms of the work and detailed study in terms of the character, the position. So this is in brief about this guy. As I said that earlier, there are some small booklets also you can find it in the market. I'll just show you quickly in the video. Okay, so this kind of small booklet, you could see it over here, one, and I have a 4 as of now, 2. Then there is a third one. These booklet which give roughly around 25 pages or 30 pages about one particular painter. And in Delhi, there's a place called Chor Bazaar, and where you could go and find it. It's a kind of a bazaar which is backside of the Lal Killa. You could do it. These 4 which I have shown you, I bought it long back. But on the internet, you can also buy from the. There are 93 painters, or 94 or 97, I suppose. Yeah, somewhere between 93 or 97. These small booklets are being printed. Normally they are 250 rupees on the internet if you wanted to buy it. But if you go to that bazaar and you negotiate, you might get it in 50 rupees or 40 rupees. Not all you will get it. Some maybe you will get 20, 30 or 40, depend upon how many are available with whom. So it's just a matter of taking some pain and visiting some kind of shop like that, and you could buy them cheaper. So that's one thing. So again, this is a last painting of this guy, David. David, as I said, the 2 particular paintings that that Bonaparte, Napoleon Bonaparte, and Death of Socrates are the 2 ones which are very often I have seen here and there. There I'm sure more than that, because if 30 pages are there, so at least 30 paintings would be covered. 1 page, 1 painting. I'm just giving you a rough idea, but anyway, at least you should feel happy that you got name introduced, and then some of the painting at least you could recollect later on also. So this is one. So we will move to another guy where there could be at least 10 paintings should have been there. Okay. There's one called Dirk Wouters, and let's see what are the paintings are being painted, posted over here. So this first image which you saw is being given to the person so that I can identify this is a kind of a portrait of the person concerned. So this is a painting. Again, not in a very good condition, but still kept whichever museum it is, because preservation of the painting is a totally different subject. And more or less all important paintings are more than 100-year-olds normally, or 70 years old or 60 years old. And imagine that those time, how the color was made, how people prepare those colors and paints, is also a matter of study. But today the technology has increased so much that you can have much more high quality of digital print also. I mean, I remember 12 years or 14 years back when we started the craft, I took some of the digital printout of certain images for framing. And still now, when I look at them, they look as if we just did it last year. They are still well preserved because they were in a shade. Not heat is one of the things which destroy the prints or paints or photographs for that matter. So this is one. You could see the color scheme, and that's very important to note in a painting. Whenever you talk about a painting appreciation, the color scheme is very important to discuss. That's one. So Virgin and the Child Museum is being okay. Again, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, as I said, is one of the most important. I consider this museum as more important than MoMA because they have a huge collection. MoMA is more popular, but Metropolitan Museum of Art is, I would say, equally popular. If MoMA is BMW, then they are Mercedes-Benz. So in terms of popular, and the collection is huge. Metropolitan Museum of Art is one of the best collection in America. If any museum has, at least I spend 4 or 5 hours one day to discover what kind of printer they have, and they have a high resolution images also loaded over there. So if you know which museum this particular painting is, if you go to that museum site and you can download the high resolution image from there. At least that much they have done for publicity of their museum. So that's one thing. So again, we go to another one. Beheading of the innocent count and ordered by fire. So it's a long name, but that's the way it is. So sometimes you could see that 2 different panels are there. Some of the paintings were done in 3 different panels. So there were different panels. That was one of the style of doing the painting. So you could feel that it was done in a painting, done in a panels. But again, as I said, that till you read about the content of the painting, you will never be able to understand. Painting are as important art form as cinema, where you study the cinema or literature for that matter. Similarly, you also need to devote time and energy to study the painting. And that's the way it is. Okay. So as of now, as I said, that the name is enough for you to remember. Museum, Royal Museum of Fine Arts, Belgium, Brussels. Again, going to the Moses and the Burning Bush. So you should be able to connect the name with the painter. So again, you would see how things are being painted. Some of the painters are not. Subject of painting is a very, very important thing, not just the style of a painter, so that you could recollect and you can find out more over there in terms of the content. So many of the painters were influenced by the Bible and the stories of the Bible in those times. Like in India, many of the painting are influenced by the Mahabharata and Ramayana. Not all, but I would say some. There are some calendar art. There is a particular book I saw many, many years back. I met that person's daughter or something like that through a photographer friend of mine who was working in the Times of India, Sudharak Olve. He's also a Padam Shri. So it's a calendar art coffee table book was there. Very, very detailed work of the calendar which you see in your house of the Ramayana or people of other people. So that's calendar art artist. I have forgotten the name. I will just figure it out. He's an important man who has done a lot of work on the calendar art painting, and it's a very expensive book, or roughly around 4,000 or 5,000. But it is worth to look at those reproductions. It's very, very detailed and saturated work, I would say. So I will try to figure it out. That could be a question on the GK also, because I think he's the only person who has done that kind of painting in his lifetime. So coming to the again the Last Supper. I don't know. There's another painting by the another painter also by the same name, because normally it is. Just give me a moment. So as I said that. But again, this is a different kind of the one, not the Leonardo Vinci, which is a very popular painting. But this is again, as I said, that the many painter got inspired from that painting, and they did it in their own style. You know, now the subject would be different. I mean, the subject would be the same more or less, but the position of characters, how they are sitting, what they are doing it, their position of their hand, the source of light, all those kind of things would be different. So when they say the Last Supper, not necessarily it is Vinci, it could be another person like Heredik, but in some way or other they will give you some hint that it is. I mean, they will formulate the question in such a way. So, say for example, where exactly, in which particular museum the Last Supper painted by so and so is being showcased. So they are not asking about the painting, they are asking which museum there. That's why the museum become important. This is the information we ask those people who are doing the work, and our person also who is doing the work should mention the name of the museum, so you know that it is a St. Peter's Church, live in Belgium. So sometime when now this word is different, Leuven. Now everybody knows about Brussels, but not some other cities. Okay, so sometimes it's a good idea to search that particular city in the Google map, and then try to find some other important places, 2-3 places. So that's how you will remember the name of these cities. Otherwise, you may not remember. That is a trick I'm telling you to remember the names. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult. So Adoration of the Magi, and this is a painting, again, very detailed work you could see. And till you see the big, large size image, you will not be able to figure it out much more details. So it's a good idea to always work on the large images, but still some image rather than have no image at all is still better. So again, the museum is Museo del Prado, Madrid. So again, Spanish name, and not necessarily, as I said, that one particular country will have all the painting. Maybe for whatever reason it went to Spain. So Annunciation, again, kind of a famous name if it is the same painting. Yes, kind of same. As I said, the theme sometimes were replicated by variety of people. So with this particular name, you will find different kind of painting done by different people. So not necessarily this is the only painting by this name, but if you will search in Google, you will find 3-4 other painters who has done it. So when they will ask a particular name, which is common, which many people have painted, naturally they will give some clue that they are talking about the Spanish painting or they are talking about the French painting, depend upon the complexity they wanted to create for you. So that would be one of the way people can create a kind of illusion or difficulty level. I would say difficulty level can be increased by the examiner. It depends upon how difficult they want to make the question, but they will give you some clue so that if the one name painting is being done by 5 different people or 4 different people, you would at least know that they are talking about this one. Okay, so more or less now 2 more minutes are there for 10-minute break. So I'll just read few more painting. So the martyrdom of Saint Erasmus. As I said, the name pronunciation would be different. Now this, you could see the painting is you could feel that how the torture is being done, a very strange way of doing it, and but that's the way it is. And so there must be a history behind it. It's not just somebody made a painting just like that. There must be some story behind it, and since a painting is being done on it, so it must be an important story of that particular period or time. So you, as I said, that you need to study it. Only then you will be able to figure it out. Again, it's a different different kind of a painting, but style would have been more or less same. So now you could see it's a different way of doing the same thing. Again, how the painter decided to paint another saint in a different way. You can see the horses over there and how they are stretching the man in all 4 different directions. So that's Hippolytus, martyrdom of Hippolytus. Again, a history need to be understood why they did it something like that. So who painted the famous painting? Saint Christopher. And again, not a very high resolution painting, but still you could see how this little kid on the top and somebody is carrying into the water. So Christ in the house of Simon. So again, you could see story based, must be based on a Bible, and so many stories are picked up for the painting by the painter of that particular era. So these are the 10 paintings of Dirk. As I first name is more people remember someone. So it's 11 o'clock. We'll meet at 11:10 after 10-minute break. You could resume after that. So gentlemen, we are back. Just give me a moment and then we should be able to start.
सर आपका म्यूट.
Sorry. So Edgar Degas is one of the important painters. I just repeat what I said. He's one of the painter which is counted in the Impressionism style of painting, in which 10 important painters are being listed in that particular book, which I have shown you in the morning. And that those particular 10 in 1 also comes into a separate books by Manet, Degas, and Renoir, Gauguin, Van Gogh. These are some other important painter from the same category. So they might ask, the male nude painted by Edgar Degas belongs to Impressionism, Expressionism, etc., etc. They might give you a 4 choice, and then you need to choose one, because male nudes are being painted by 100 people. But the moment they said made nude by Edgar Degas, so you know that what question they can ask. So that's museum is one. As I said, second is the ism he belongs to. Since there is going to be a MSQ, so you need to be ready with that. MSQ is 30 marks, MCQ is 20 only. So whatever we have, many people were in tension, what I'm going to do for MSQ. I said, no. One part is already done here. There may be a second information, there will be third information. And as I said that it could be a technical question also, but in acting, what technical question you would ask? Got my point? There can't be a technical question in acting. Similarly, for a direction also, what technical you can ask with the direction student. They might ask, okay, I mean, nobody is going to stop them if they wanted to ask something technical with the direction student also about the lens or something with the sound or thing like that. Because there are some technical things which direction student are also supposed to know. But I would, if I would formulate a question paper, say for example, I would ask multiple things connected with a one particular dance director, or maybe a screenplay writer, or maybe a one particular actor. Say, as I was telling in the morning, this guy who acted in this film of Godard called Contempt. Okay, he passed away last year, and we were talking at that time. We did a kind of a film appreciation course of this film by Godard. So it was a very strange phenomena happened, because he passed away during that phase of 2 weeks when we were discussing that particular film. So sometime it can happen that thing like that will happen. But again, that actor is a very, very important actor who passed away, and he acted the lead in that particular film. His name is Michel Piccoli. If you pronounce it, Michel Piccoli, Michel Piccoli. Some of the Louis Buñuel's film he acted, and he has acted with all whosoever is whatsoever big in the France in the 60s. And again, Brigitte Bardot played the lead in that particular film. And I already have told you that it's an important film of the Godard, in which can formulate a question also this particular year for the MCQ. But again, depend upon the mindset of the examiner and what kind of question paper is going to be set up, and all that. So, and also told you that this is based on a very, very important novelist called Alberto Moravia. Alberto Moravia is an Italian playwright, and 2-3 other films are also being adapted in Italy based on his novel. So if you look into the multiple choice questions of the films which I have formulated over there, you will figure it out which are the other films based on the novel of this guy. So any question can be formulated, depend upon the the question paper setters. They ask, not one person set the paper, I told you. They ask 10 to 20 people to send various questions from here and there. And then the committee would select a question, whatever they feel is more appropriate. So it's not a one person's mindset. It is a mindset of 20 people or 30 people from where they ask the MCQ and MSQ questions. So that's it. So again, coming to Metropolitan Museum Award, male nude you already have seen. We'll move to another one. Let me just see if the recording is happening. Yeah, it's going on. Because last time for the acting student, we could not record the first 1 hour. So you could see here again, a very interesting pose. This painting also you will encounter very often here and there. Some of the painters has used the dance as important subject, and couple of painters have used the dance as ballet. Basically, Europe is more of ballet, and Spain is more of flamenco. So mainly you see ballerina into some ballet class or thing like that. So again, this is one of the important painting, The Star. I have seen this book which I have over here. I have seen this painting over there. So it's a well-known painting. Again, the museum is Musée d'Orsay, Paris. Again, as I said, Paris has more than 20 museums, or maybe more in the vicinity of Paris itself. So women drying herself. Again, a kind of a very pastel color painting you could see. So, but if you see this pastel here, it is look faded. You know, here this painting look very faded because the colors are pastel. And also this is not definitely a good reproduction of the painting. Somebody would have just downloaded from here and there. But on the net, you might find a good high resolution painting of this thing. That is what we will be doing in the second round. Maybe the next people who would be appearing for next year would get benefited. But at least you could get a feel of the painting. So a woman drying her hair, drying herself is the subject. Again, the painter, the National Gallery, London. Portrait of Mary Cassata. Cassetta. Some names are Italian and things like that. So again, you have to be a little careful. This is again a popular painting. The book which I have has this particular painting also. So it's somebody who has really selected the right kind of work. So you could see Portrait of Mary Cassetta. Again, the museum is National Portrait Gallery, Washington, D.C. Then again, there's a new name called Evanston Drinker. And let's see if the painting, yeah, this is not very popular, but again, maybe in some other books, because the one which I have is a very limited 30, 40 thing are there. But again, the whosoever has chosen a top 10, maybe in that particular site or maybe 2, 3 sites, this painting would be there. So they must have figured it out and have included. So again, you could see same museum, Museum Orsay, Paris. Dancer on the Stage, again a very popular painting. I've seen at least 10 to 20 websites wherever you see about Edgar. This painting you will very often see. As I said, that dance is one of the subject of his painting, and very, very sometimes very pastel colors. But if you see the original good reproduction, you could feel the elegance and the way. So Courtyard Gallery, London. Two Dancers in the Yellow and Pink, again a well-known painting. As I said, that the dance is one thing. So you could see the how the style and other thing which we have already discussed. I mean, in terms of the basic theme, the impressionism. So you could feel the position and the composition, square, rectangle. It may not be square. It may be a rectangle or vertical. Maybe somebody would have cut it. So you don't know. So till you see the original painting, you never come to know what exactly is the composition. And the museum is again Museum d'Orsay, Paris. The Green Dancer, again a famous painting. As I said, that the dance is again you can see the various top angle kind of images, or little angular, not exactly top angle, but I would say little topish angle, not exactly top, but topish angle painting. So you could feel the blur kind of a thing in the background, not exactly the blur, but again diffused kind of a background of the basically, which is the floor of for a dancer. Again, the museum should be the same or is different. Okay, so this is a different museum, the Cine Bronzian Museum, Madrid, Spain. The ballet class is the most famous painting of this particular painter. Everywhere you go, you will find this image. Any book you pick up, you will find this image. Any top 10 painting site you pick up, you will find this image. So you how I identify this particular one, the one it begins in a foreground with somebody standing showing the back and this teacher over there, and then you see the rest of the people in the background. So this is another famous painting. Everywhere you will find it. Museum is again Musée d'Orsay. Ballet rehearsal on stage. This is also equally important a painting. You could see the color scheme and the way people are positioned, the chair in the center. So again, ballet is one of the important themes. So maybe we can formulate a question: who among the following painter has ballet as a main theme of many of his painting? A, B, he belongs to Impressionism. C, many of his work is in the Orsay Museum in Paris. D, none of the above. So D is wrong, all three are correct. So MSQ is nothing but couple of fact put together in a question. It could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4 are correct. So that's it. So if you know about, that's why I'm saying now since they have added this MSQ business, so maybe 2, 3 other information connected with the same thing you are expected to know. But we are not aware that whether it would be technical questions. Of course, for cinematography, sound and editing also to large extent, there could be some technical question can be formulated. But I wonder what technical question they will formulate for acting. Okay. So this is in brief 10 paintings. Not necessarily the painting which are being used here are the top one. Probably 20 would have been a good idea. But as I said, that some introduction about a painter, some style of his working, some vague idea if you have, and you never know, sometime it might land up over there. So if you have some idea, at least you will be able to attempt to some level. Now it's your luck, or call it as a luck is nothing but the probability you increase for your correct choice depend upon how many of you are seriously working, but it depends upon your own hard work, nothing to do with anybody else. So we will move to another one, Ferdinand Bol. I'm not sure whether we covered this guy or not. No, we have not covered it. So this is another painter where the 20 paintings we have over here, and let's see. As I said that you need to figure it out the correct pronunciation. 2 websites I have already told you, and you could find out the way the word need to be pronounced. Okay. So Vertumnus and Pomona, and as I said that names, if you're not familiar, it could be from a Bible story or thing like that. So once you do a little research about the painting, you will be able to find it. Here it might not look very good, but if you see the original high resolution painting, probably you will find much better. So again, another portrait, and that's it. So Margherita Tripp as Minerva instructing her sister Anna Maria Tripp. So again, you could see very royal kind of costume color and the kind of, these folds on the cloth, how delicately they are being painted. Particularly the gold is very difficult to paint in terms of on painting style. But again, everybody has their own style, and this is a painter. So museum is again in Amsterdam, different museum. And let me see the previous museum also. Again, is a different museum in Cincinnati, US. This is MSQ choice, basically. Again, Consul Titius Manilius, again, is a long name, but depend upon the country to country. Sometimes people have their native country's name, which is little more longish. But some such kind of painting may not be asked, but it's a good idea to have some idea. And out of that, you can filter it out 4 to 5, which you think are will be a possibility, because these names are a little difficult to remember. So they will pick up a painting and will try to figure it out, which is more well, because not so many questions would be there. As I'm saying, it could be 1 or 2 questions, not more than that. Because you have other department also, as you have seen over there. We have a photography, we have a dance, we have a cinema, which is a very vast, music, video art, and then architecture, literature, sculpture, some other awards. So I would say, and not to mention the GK, which is again very vague in terms of beginning and end, but you need to begin somewhere or other. Portrait of Angel V. Reuter And let me see what is the image here. So you could see the pose, the body language. Sometime when they ask you to pose to do a painting appreciation, the body language is a very, very important part. For acting students, I would say that they need to, I was thinking what they can learn from painting. As an actor, if you will ask me what I will learn from an painting, because I'm not going to design, I'm not going to light up, I'm not going to. So as an actor, you should know the body language, the way an actor would stand on the stage, the way actor would sit on the stage, how he would sit, the way he will sit. So body language is something which I discovered that from the painting one can learn in terms of the character. So when a royal character would be there, he will stand like this. But ordinary people, you will not find a people would stand like this until unless you are a king or some authoritarian position in the past. Now the kingdom is no more. So nobody will stand like this until unless you are playing as a king for a play or in a film or something like that. So body language, yes. Body language is something which you can learn from the painting. Again, so Den Haag and is a half-an-hour journey from Amsterdam, and Den Haag, Utrecht. These are just 20 minutes, 25 minutes from Holland. Is a very small country. Within 2 hours, you could visit 6-7 places from Amsterdam to Den Haag, Utrecht, then Rotterdam. So 4-5 places you could visit. It's a very small, and local train are just half of the time they are empty. Hardly people are traveling with very less population. So it's easy to travel and things like that. So as I said, the museums, Holland is one of the important country when it comes to the painters also. Later on, those who are interested, once they dive deep, and you will find many more museums over there. So portrait of Maria Ray. So you could see here how this decoration in terms of the hair dressing up and the background and the costume and the properties people are carrying in their hands, some fan. So it's give a little royal feel for a portrait of those time. So you could, sometime when you look at the image for a little long, you will discover slowly other things also. The eyes, which are, as I said in that, there's another famous painting about these cheaters and palm readers. There's a famous painting in palm readers where some point it will come, I will show you. Where position of a eyes are very, very important of a one character to another. And that gives a little dimension to the painting in terms of the interest level. So this is the way it is. So once you keep looking at the painting for 2 minutes or 1 minute, then you will get little more detail. But again, look at the high resolution images. That will give you a little better idea. Again, I can't really pronounce properly this Rijks Museum, Amsterdam. So as I said, that every important cities not only have a one museum, but they can have a 3 to 4 more museums also. Except Paris, not all the cities can claim that. But yes, they have 4 to 5 other museums also, which are equally important. Okay. So this is another painting. You could see the detailed work of this painter, how detailed in terms of the folds, in terms of the position, eyes. And again, as I said, this is not a very good reproduction, but still good enough to figure it out, the various characters and the position of this warrior, and then the position of the hand, tilting, and the kind of, this cover. Sometime maybe at the next level, we will try to add some small close-ups also, because all painting like this, you will also find on the internet the close-up of this guy who's a warrior, then this guy who's pointing the finger towards another one. So the captain of God's army appearing to Joshua. So again, there are some connections of the stories, mythologies. Every country has their mythologies where the characters are there. You need to do a little study to figure it out. Again, the same museum of the Amsterdam. Judah and the Tamar, again, characters from the Bible, and not a very good reproduction, but still you can see the reflection of the painting, but maybe it would have done from some glass, or not exactly glass, it is more of a flash kind of glare on the top, but again, still you can figure it out, the details of the character, the color and other things. So this is another painting, but you might find a better reproduction of the same if you search it. Again, the museum is Pushkin Museum in Moscow, not the one which we have been checking so far. So Dead Game, another painting, and you could see it's very disturbing in terms of subject, the way it is being hanged. But again, every painter sometimes has their own reason to paint certain kind of paintings. So this is the one. We'll move to another 20 paintings we have. So we have just covered the 10. So who made the famous painting? 4 governors of the Amsterdam Lipier Asylum. A little strange name, but that's the way it is. So you could see a very typical kind of a painting. Why I'm saying typical kind of a painting? Because the dark costumes, dark clothes, only highlight thing is the faces. Normally European people have the white skin tone and more of pinkish skin tone. So their faces and hands are being stand out, and collars also, because they are the white. Rest of the time it is black and dark clothes. So, but again, such kind of a, for photographers, I would say, or even for a director for that matter, it's very important to position the characters. Like the 4 people need to be positioned, how they would be positioned. So here you could see the position of the 4 people on this table, across the table, and this little boy and this old person. So composition is something, and lighting is something, 2 things people can learn from for a cinematography student, and direction people also, because they need to formulate the sitting position and standing position. We call it as a blocking. So it is helpful for them. Again, the museum, same museum of Amsterdam. Okay, so the portrait of Frederick Schilsken. Again, you could see a little look like a boy, I suppose, but the position of the hand, the cloths, the hat, and other things, and the fruit over there, you could see, it makes a little interesting composition. And again, the museum is National Gallery, London. Portrait of a man. Again, look at the body language, the way his hand is pressing the handle, the another hand is lifting up. So position is very, very important. And then, of course, the colors and selection of the folds, the hairstyle, everything, you know. So museum again is same museum of the Amsterdam. Governors of the wine merchants. Now you could see again the similar kind of people with the hats and things like that, and table. Now the position of table is different. Position of somebody sitting in the front. As I said, the composition. There are a couple of books which just talk about the compositions of painting in terms of the dot displayed and how those compositions are formed, who is forming a triangle, who is forming a leading line, who is forming a supporting line from this and that. So composition is something which is interesting in terms of the position. Otherwise, you can't make all these 6 people stand and have a picture done. It's not a picture. So when you're doing a painting, you have a lot of time to think about who will be standing, who will be sitting, and then you find an interesting pose, body language. Look at the person who is sitting in the front. His one leg is on the another leg, the way sometimes we also sit, and the way he has put his head on one of the leg and his hands position of both the one leg and on another one on the head. So these are the small things which you can consider while talking about a painting in terms of their positions. So it's in the Munich. Alt Pinakothek. I think Pinakothek is more of a term which is used very often for other kind of a museum or something. I need to really find out the meaning of it. I have said it, I have read it 2-3 times in some other context also. So man in golden helmet. They have mentioned the marks. So you could see the detailed work again. Old man, but you could see his eyes, and you could feel the little shade over here because of the, see, this is what the source lighting is all about. If the light is coming from the top, obviously it will hit the helmet, and then will be a small shadow will be formed. But again, the bright light is kind of hitting, but not too hard a light. The shadow you can feel just below the helmet on the forehead, but rest of the part is also important in terms of the placement of light. So interestingly done portrait with this grandeur and valor. Could feel this red thing coming out from the top. Again, the museum, painting of the National Museum in Warsaw, Poland. First time you found a museum from Poland which is keeping some Holland's painting. So the astronomer. So very detailed. Again, you could feel the source of light which is hitting the character, but very diffused source of light, and partially it is also falling on the book. And then you see the pose. As I said, body language for an actor, how an actor would be positioned is the body language of the actor, and that's it. But again, the color style is very important. He has chosen the dark and this little, we call it as a rustic color, which is of a rust, which is little brownish, but very interesting kind of brown. So this rust color is a very interesting color in terms of the color, and how the painter selected, and then rest of the colors are dark. So it's again not a very high quality reproduction, but good enough to give you a feel of the soft light falling on the face, and again background is more or less dark. So you could find the museum painting and display in National Gallery, London. Again, the next painting, Fabritius and Pyrrhus. So you could see the magnitude, the scale, the elephant, the position, the people who are sitting. Again, this tiger kind of dress somebody is wearing. Position of the hands of the people, who's talking with whom. So there are histories involved in terms of the subject itself, but for the purpose of your examination, nomenclature is enough. And painting is displayed at the Royal Palace of Amsterdam. Portrait of Elizabeth Bass, and you could see how this old lady, this collar kind of a thing you will find in many royal photographs, of that period. And in terms of her hands position, you can see the wrinkles on her face, how delicately it is being painted. In terms of her costume, the black is a very important color. The sheen is small dot kind of a thing, which is a chain or maybe buttons, and it's a button basically, but you never know. The way people draw their portraits in terms of background, you could see the little book on the left, and also the color in terms of the face. It is not very pinkish, but color is also the color of the hands. You could see little, every vein you could feel of the hand who is carrying a white handkerchief kind of a thing. the folds, the look, the softness of the light, background also, a kind of dark, only except closer to the head, you could see a light falling on that area, and then how darkness area would become lighter. They have taken care of that much also. So that is something which you need to talk about. And museum is same museum of Amsterdam. So this is in brief about these 20 paintings which we have discussed of the Fernando Ball. Now we'll move to, we still have 15 minutes, so we'll move to another painter. If somebody wanted to ask something, you can quickly ask. If you're around, if you're gone for a walk, then obviously nobody is listening, so nobody will ask.
Excuse me, sir.
Boliye.
So the painting, the paper which we'll get will be in black and white, right?
I was looking at the PDF file of last year. One of the questions in cinematography was connected with the diffraction of light, and there rest of the thing was black and white, and only some color which diffraction would create like a prism would give red, blue, green, Vibgyor we call it as a, was in a color. So maybe if a image is, but the Scream by Edvard Munch was not a color painting, it was a black and white. I have seen that kind of a line painting of the same Scream painting, so they picked up the black and white thing. But since they're charging 2,000 rupees, which is a hell lot of money, so, and printing 20-page booklet into a color should not be a cost issue for them, and since a government funded organization, so far as my understanding is there, if some colorful object is being there, they can get it printed color also, because at the end of the day's examination, and they have charged for it, so they are not doing a favor to you. And if it is required, it should be a color page also over there. But as I said, that the particular question has red, green, blue, because they need to show the colors of the Vibgyor. So the colors were there. So I assume that color would also be reproduced if it is required. So far as my understanding is there, color would also be there and should be there, I would say. But as I said, there's a government organization, and if they do something, you can't challenge. Many a time until unless there's a big issue. Right now, they have created a big issue by posing a very important question, that if you can't qualify the part A, you will not be considered for part B to check the question papers, because they don't want to take their headache. So it need to be challenged for sure. And I'm seriously thinking that how it can be challenged. But anyway, color would be there.
Okay, thank you, sir. And so part A is MCQ, right?
So again,
so part A is MCQ, right? You're talking about part A.
Part A is MCQ, part B is MSQ, but MSQ and MCQ is both put together. That constitute 50 marks.
Okay.
That will be a part A, which they have mentioned that they will be checking first. So depend upon how the question paper is set. So that would be the criteria. So since still there are 10 to 15 minutes, 13 minutes are there, let's pick up another thing where there are more than 10. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Say again.
सर एमसीक्यू जो पार्ट है वहां पे जो आप यहाँ दिखा रहे हो सब यहाँ पे नहीं शो कर रहा है। जो
मैं आपको वही बता रहा हूँ, ऑर्डर आपको वहां नहीं दिख रहा होगा, बट क्वेश्चन वहां पर वो दिख रहे होंगे। क्या आपको पेंटिंग में 266 क्वेश्चन दिखाई दे रहे हैं? अब ये बताइए बस मुझे।
नो सर, उतना नंबर ही नहीं शो कर रहा है जितना सर
आपने फ्री वाला लिया है, पेड वाला लिया है? आपने पे किया है 1000 रुपीज?
यस सर, पेड वाला है।
आपके टोटल ऊपर थिएटर में 175 क्वेश्चन दिखाई दे रहे हैं?
सर थिएटर का ऑप्शन ही नहीं आ रहा है वहां पे।
आप एक काम करिए, उसमें आप मुझे उसका स्क्रीनशॉट भेजिए।
ओके
आप जो आपको जो नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है, जो आपका साइड में जो दिख रहा है, उसका स्क्रीनशॉट आप मुझे भेजिए। ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए, बट अगर ऐसा है, क्योंकि ऑर्डर तो अलग दिखाई दे रहा है जो कि नहीं होना चाहिए। ऊपर थिएटर दिखाई दे रहा है, किसी को कुछ और दिखाई दे रहा है, मैंने खुद यहाँ पे मॉर्निंग में 2 जगह लॉग इन किया तो मुझे कुछ और दिखाई दिया, तो वो तो मुझे समझ आ रहा है, हालांकि वो भी नहीं होना चाहिए क्योंकि इट्स अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ प्रोग्रामिंग. When you
Yes,
log
sir.
into a particular site from different username password, it should not happen, right? But वो
Yes.
number of questions भी नहीं दिख रहे हैं, that is something wrong. So वो I would ask them and I would mail it to them quickly. बट पेंटिंग में जो है, जो मैंने दो जगह लॉग इन किया, उसमें 266 यहाँ भी दिखाई दे रहा है मुझे, और 266 जो है वहां भी दिखाई दे रहा है. तो that is being not the case. So I suppose there could be a reason, and I will figure it out why something is not being shown over there. So here it is 292, and in this particular section, let me just again refresh this thing. So painting is 292, correct. So number is correct, but order may be different for some of the people. But I will say the order should also not change. Why the order should change? There is, when a particular website is there, the order should also not change. Okay. So I would send a screenshot tomorrow to all of you and would ask you to log into your place and send me the screenshot by everyone, so that I have a substantial amount of proof to tell my website designer, we call it as a programmer, that why it is showing in a discrepancy. He's a very efficient person. Quickly he resolved the things, but you need to send me a screenshot. Okay. All of you who are 24 people here are listening to it. Do send me a screenshot tomorrow after this discussion. I would send you a screenshot. But the order as well as the number of question should appear in your left side timeline. But if it is not appearing, then there is some problem. It needs to be resolved. Okay. So we quickly go to this guy called Domenico Veneziano. So first is Annunciation. Annunciation is a very popular name, and I have seen 3-4 painters doing the painting on the same issue. So again, as I said, that so this is one. We could see the position of somebody sitting, kind of a position, and somebody is in a standing position. So in the background, architecture, depth in the center, color scheme. Not a very high resolution picture, but at least you know. So located in a UK, Fitzwilliam Museum, Cambridge, UK. This is the museum where it is located. Normally, they would ask a painting which is located in a famous museum, like, as I told you, Louvre, or maybe Metropolitan Museum, or MoMA, or other these top 10 museums of the world, where the painting is located. So they will pick up something which would have been at some famous place. But again, you should know, just for information's sake, if you can know. If they want to make the toughness level high, they can ask a question like this. So head of Tonsured Beardless Saint. So this is again a painting by the same guy. You could see how it's a different in terms of the face, position of the hairstyle, hat, background, color. Could see it's not very attractive and very charming portrait, but that's the way it is. So sometimes depend upon the port. Now you could see the 1440. So it was a time where you could not probably would have been able to find those kind of colors. But again, there are painters who are of that time who have done some wonderful job. Again, National Gallery, London, UK. So again, this question is being repeated. Let me mark it. Question number 2 and 3. It's the same question they have mentioned over here. And let me see the painting also, if it is the same painting. No, it's a different painting, though name remains same. But maybe sometime what happen is one particular painter paint 2-3 different kind of paintings in the series. So if it is a series, it could be a beardless, could be a series, beardless saint, part 1, part 2, part 3. So that could be the reason. And same gallery.
Sir, beardless and bearded.
Sorry, bearded, not beardless, but bearded. One is beardless and another is bearded. Both are different things. So they look a little different, but if you look at it carefully, it is a different name. But sometimes it is a series also. If there's a one person, say for example, male nude, for example, I'm just giving an example, male nude 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there's a series by a painter called Bathurst, where Bathurst series has a 1, 2, 3, 4. Different section he has made the painting. So sometimes there is a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, but here it is different. So again, National Gallery of Modern Art and Paganism, same painter. You could feel the different kind of thing. I really doubt whether this is being correctly downloaded from there, because there are two parts. Normally it is a one part of the painting. Either it is a panel or something else. So maybe I need to check this again. And the museum is Fernand Knopf. I don't know. It's that kind of museum. Is again they have put the answer only of the painter rather than the museum. Here also, I suppose they have put the answer. So the museum name is not there. They have not added the museum's name. So Christmas Angel. So again, a totally different kind of painting. You don't find those bright colors and very gorgeous and well composed kind of a thing. Stefan Mallarmé's poetry, Listening to Flower, is a translation of that. Do not seems to be a very important painter, because the work he has done is not very colorful and things like that. But I don't know. I really need to check the standard of this guy again, because it must have been figured in 2-3 places. The Blood of Medusa, and very strange kind of style of making the painting in the position of eyes and face, and is a different kind of painting style altogether. The Sleeping Medusa, again, not okay. Again, very surrealistic kind of image you could see over here. Again, a nude painting, but done in a very totally different pastel style. Atyudha, the Fame, again very, it's little interesting in terms of how the face is coming out of the hairstyle, and which is spread in all 4 sides. But there is a particular style of this painter. So that's 10 more important painters' name we have covered over here. So if you still have a question, you can ask it. As I said, that every painter has a different style. Every painter, sometimes when you will look at these images, you will figure it out. The painter maybe for some reason considers it important, but may not be that important what we think. So maybe in a list it is there, but work may not be that great. So this is 110, and again here it should not. Now there's a different 10 painting where we are moving to another one because we have not clicked on the same painter over here. So more or less we are done for today. And if you still have a quick question, I can answer it. There's 1 or 2 more minutes are there.
Sir, hello sir.
Yeah.
Sir, this is my first class only. Sir, जैसे मतलब कि मैं भी सर देख पा रहा हूँ मेरे यहाँ पे भी सर साइट पे बहुत कम पेंटिंग में सिर्फ 32 और सीमा में सर सिर्फ 27 सर अपडेटेड नहीं हो रहा है। तो ये मतलब
करंट अफेयर में 32 दिखाई दे रहा है आपको, म्यूजिक के अंदर 120
सर नहीं है सिनेमा सर, ये सिनेमा में 27 और पेंटिंग में 32।
आपने पे किया है 1000 रुपीज वहां पर?
हाँ जी सर, हाँ जी सर।
आपने 1000 रुपीज पे किया है एमसीक्यू सेक्शन के लिए सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए?
हाँ जी सर, हाँ जी सर।
अगर आपने पे किया है तो आपका यहाँ पर फुल वर्जन दिखाई देना चाहिए। मैं इसीलिए क्या मैंने आपको बोला कि मैं अभी एक स्क्रीनशॉट लेके आप सब लोगों को मेल करूंगा क्लास खत्म होने के बाद, and I would ask all of you to send me a screenshot of your MCQ left panel, particularly as I said that those who have paid for it. जो अनपेड वाला वर्जन है उसमें डेफिनेटली कम ही दिखाई देगा, बट जो पेड वर्जन है मैं उसका आपको एक स्क्रीनशॉट अभी मेल करूंगा एंड विल आस्क यू ऑल ऑफ यू टू सेंड मी द स्क्रीनशॉट सो दैट आई विल हैव सफिशिएंट नंबर ऑफ प्रूफ टू टेल हिम कि व्हाई द डिस्क्रिपेंसी इज देयर. ओके
सर ये मतलब आपकी मेल पे ही भेजना है सर, या आपके व्हाट्सएप के नंबर पे सर?
व्हाट्सएप पे कुछ नहीं करना है, व्हाट्सएप को भूल जाइए आप. जो भी काम होता है बेटा ईमेल से होता है.
ठीक है सर.
व्हाट्सएप पे मैं जवाब दे देता हूँ बट आई डोंट प्रेफर टू कम्युनिकेट ऑन व्हाट्सएप until unless it is urgent. व्हाट्सएप पे मैं पागल हो जाऊंगा उसको डाउनलोड करते करते. आप मेल पे करिए.
थैंक यू सर.
So, okay, gentlemen, if you are interested, I'm launching this poll thing, so you can mark your attendance over here, and then it's end for today.
सर हेलो.
बोलिए.
सर आपने कुछ वेबसाइट्स बताए, तो वेबसाइट दोबारा बताएंगे?
क्या कह रहे हैं आप?
आपने कुछ वेबसाइट्स बताए पेंटिंग के बारे में, तो उस
बहुत
वेबसाइट
सारी
को
वेबसाइट है, वो
दोबारा
एक
बताएंगे?
पर्टिकुलर वेबसाइट नहीं है, बट एक या दो वेबसाइट जहां पर हाई रिजोल्यूशन इमेज मिलेंगी, वो मैं आप सब लोगों को मेल भी कर दूंगा. ओके
ओके सर. ओके सर.
हेलो सर.
हाँ जी बोलिए.
सर रस और भाव थ्योरी का कुछ भेजेंगे आप?
क्या कह रहे हैं?
रस और भाव थ्योरी का सर इंट्रोडक्शन या ब्रीफिंग कुछ भेजेंगे? एक क्वेश्चन तो
थ्योरी का?
सर इंट्रोडक्शन ब्रीफिंग
किस चीज का थ्योरी का?
सर रस और भाव थ्योरी का.
बेटा वो एक्टिंग का क्लास आएगा, उसमें आपको पढ़ाया जाएगा. अभी 20 क्लासेस बाकी हैं, कोर्स खत्म नहीं हुआ है. ठीक है,
ठीक है सर.
कोर्स
ठीक है.
खत्म हो जाएगा तब आप मुझसे बात करिएगा, अभी मत बोलिएगा.
ठीक है सर.
प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस हैं, उसका मेजर पार्ट जो है कवर कर लिया जाएगा. मेजर, नॉट एवरीथिंग कैन बी कवर्ड बिकॉज 2 days वी आर डिवोटिंग ओनली फॉर एक्टर्स परफॉर्मेंस, क्योंकि वो पूछी जाएगी. एक्टर्स परफॉर्मेंस हमेशा पूछी जाएगी. अब ये आपका लक है कि हमने जिन एक्टर्स को कवर किया उनमें से कोई एक आधा एक्टर आ गया और आपको जो पढ़ाया गया था वो आपने घर में बैठ के ठीक से प्रिपेयर करके उसका आंसर दिया. यहाँ पे क्लास में जो पढ़ाया जा रहा है, अगर आप घर पे कुछ नहीं करेंगे तो कुछ नहीं होने वाला है बेटा. ये ध्यान रखना जिंदगी में. जो यहाँ पढ़ाया जा रहा है उसको घर में जाके आपको यू हैव टू टेक ए पेन आफ्टर लिसनिंग टू द 2 hour क्लास एंड देन कंडेंस व्हाटएवर शी हैज स्पोकन. वो मैंने आपको बहुत पहले बताया हुआ है कि पूरे वीडियो का लिंक जो है एक पर्टिकुलर साइट में डाल के वहां से सारा का सारा जो बोला जा रहा है उसका टेक्स्ट जो है एक्सट्रैक्ट हो जाता है. उसको आप सुन के उस टेक्स्ट को दोबारा से पढ़ के आप उसको कंडेंस करके उसको रिफाइन करके आप अपने जो है एक 450 वर्ड्स का आप अपना एक आंसर बना सकते हैं. 50% काम हमने कर दिया, 50% आप करेंगे. 50% आप काम नहीं करेंगे तो वहां पर आप ठीक से नहीं लिख पाएंगे. ध्यान रखिए, सब कुछ रेडीमेड बना बनाया दुनिया में नहीं मिलता है. अगर आप मेहनत नहीं करेंगे तो जो लोग मेहनत कर रहे हैं दे विल सिक्योर मोर मार्क्स देन यू, क्योंकि वहां लिखना पड़ेगा. और लिखने के लिए बहुत जरूरी है कि आपके वो पास वो क्वेश्चन का आंसर पहले से रेडी होना चाहिए. जब आपको क्वेश्चन पता है कि ये लोग हैं जिनमें से परफॉर्मेंस एनालिसिस आएगी और उसमें ओपननेस होती है, किसी को भी लिख दीजिए आप, कि नहीं. तो अगर आपने प्रिपेयर नहीं किया हुआ आंसर, और हमने यहाँ पे विद्या बालन का डिस्कस किया है डर्टी पिक्चर्स, और आपने वो आंसर प्रिपेयर नहीं किया है अपना, हालांकि टीचर आपको पॉइंटर भी देता है नोट्स का. अब फ्यूचर में और भी जो क्लासेस होंगी, मेघा जो लेगी, एक क्लास मेघा भी लेती है, तो आई वुड आस्क हर आल्सो टू ब्रिंग द पॉइंटर्स सो दैट यू विल हैव द क्वेश्चंस एंड आंसर. और अभी थोड़ा फॉर्मेट चेंज करेंगे. आप लोग घर में बैठ के सो रहे हो, आपको भी थोड़ा पेन लेना पड़ेगा. The question which will be discussed in the class, except after the in next 2 classes, which is going to be painting, you will not be doing anything. But 2 other classes, which is a question answer format, we will send the question to you. You will have to send the answer to us, like the way direction student do it. So we know that these are the 7 to 8 serious people. Rest जो सो रहे अपना आराम से, उसका कुछ होने वाला है. मेहनत करना पड़ेगा तब जाके कुछ होगा. So next classes for coming 1 month. Whatever balanced classes are left, 50% I would say 11 classes or 10 classes where they will be question answer. You have to write the answer so that you know कि मैंने ये आंसर अगर लिखा एग्जामिनेशन में तो मुझे कितने मार्क्स मिलेंगे. हालांकि वो आंसर आपको एग्जाम में 20 मिनट का लिखना है, बट आप गूगल में आपको 2 घंटा दिया जा रहा है, 2 घंटे में भी आप आंसर नहीं लिख पा रहे हैं, तो 20 मिनट में वहां से कैसे आंसर लिखेंगे. ये एक्सपेक्टेड क्वेश्चन है एक दिन, और एक दिन प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन है. तो एक्सपेक्टेड भी तो पता होना चाहिए और क्या क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. और कुछ क्वेश्चन प्रीवियस ईयर के, उन्हीं को घुमा फिरा के वो लोग पूछते रहते हैं, क्योंकि एक लिमिट है. कहां से लाओगे क्वेश्चन? तो कुएं में थोड़ी खोद के निकालोगे. देयर इज अ लिमिट फॉर एवरीथिंग. कुछ एक चीजों में लिमिट नहीं है, तो जहां लिमिट नहीं है दे कैन आस्क एनीथिंग. एमसीक्यू में कोई लिमिट नहीं है, कहीं से भी कुछ पूछ सकते हैं. बट जो डोमेन स्पेसिफिक है 50 मार्क्स का, उसमें से पूछा जा सकता है. अब आप कहेंगे सर वो तो पेपर ही चेक नहीं होगा अगर हमने एमसीक्यू वाला पास नहीं किया. That's a nonsense. That's a stupidity on part of the FTI and SRFTI. They created such a nonsense. They wanted to evaluate the intelligence and imagination power on the basis of their MCQ, which is nonsense. Hopefully it should change, and let's wait. Okay, gentlemen, we are done for today, and that's it. If anybody has a question, quickly you can ask.
So it's about the performance-based question that per after they would like us to mention about 3 performances for the same or just one.
What about it?
As per the pattern of the question paper, they usually ask about the 3 performances of each actor.
No, you have not read it carefully. They ask one, they give you the choice of 3 or 4. They give you 4 choices. Read the question again carefully.
Okay.
They say choose one of the following actor and describe one of the performances from any film which you have liked.
Okay, sir.
आपने क्वेश्चन ध्यान से नहीं पढ़ा. You need to choose one. Sometimes they repeat, sometimes they don't.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Read the question carefully again and again. I'm saying, if you don't read the question carefully, you will write something else and you will lose the marks. So that's it. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, and hope you will work harder. Otherwise,